Shalom, dear friends. We're here in the Idra to continue the shir in the kitzer Shulchan Oruch. We're up to chapter 4. We're going to speak about the laws of using the restroom and the blessing that you say thereafter. Number 1, a person should train himself to go in the evening and in the morning. This is an assiduous and clean approach. If he cannot defecate, he should walk 4 amos, 4 cubits, sit, get up, walk, sit until he can. Alternately, he should divert his attention from all other matters. A person who holds himself back when he must clean his system transgresses the command, do not make yourselves disgusting. If one holds himself back from urinating when it is necessary, he also transgresses the prohibition against castration. According to Shulchan Oruch, if a person knows he can hold himself back for 72 minutes, then there's no actual prohibition of waiting. But it says in Mishnah Berurah that if modesty is preventing him from going, and he has to go in right away, then he should make sure to do so. Because as we're going to learn here, it's very dangerous to hold oneself back, and it's a mitzvah to go right away when a person has this need. And I think you wonder, why is it here in the Shulchan Oruch? Why would the rabbis have to say this? I mean, if it's something with the health, it says already, take care of your health. Why would it make a whole chapter on this? I was just realized a second that as it says, there's a prohibition not to make yourself disgusting, but it's more than that. What we're talking about here is that a person should always be connected to HaKadosh Baruch, to Hashem. A person should not be thinking about holy thoughts when they're connected and thinking that they maybe have to go. And so that's, I think, the whole reason for this law is simply that we're assuming that a person is always thinking about Hashem. And so therefore, he obviously, if he's always thinking about Hashem, he should be clean. And he shouldn't have the need to go. So I believe that is the spiritual source of this halacha. Number 2, a person should be modest in the lavatory. He should not uncover himself until it is necessary, and even then he should uncover only what is necessary so that he will not soil his clothes. One should be careful about this at night as well as by day. If a person goes in an open place with no wall, he should face the south with his rear to the north, or vice versa. However, it is forbidden to face either east or west. If there is a wall, when we face any direction while going, as long as his back is towards the wall, it is permitted to go in any direction. So what is the reason for this? So we're told in the Mishnah Berurah 3:8 that we're not supposed to point oneself to the west, to Yerushalayim, because of the Shekhinah is in the west. So therefore, that's why we want to turn in this direction, that we should face the south or to the north. Also, we should, like we're saying here, we should be very careful only to uncover ourselves when we're ready to go, and even then only what is necessary. A person should not go in the presence of another person, even a non-Jew. However, it is permitted to go in public even during the day if it is necessary, because there is a danger of holding oneself back. However, it is proper to turn to the side. So we see how important it is to go when a person needs to, and that the Torah is about protecting the body and the soul. And I think it's interesting here that, what was I going to bring up? One moment. Right, I was going to bring up a story of, I believe it was King Shaul. King Shaul was chasing David HaMelech. Now, Shaul was a holy man. So when he had to go, he went all the way in to the cave, very, very deeply. And that's when King David followed him and then approached him and said, "Why are you doing this to me? Why are you chasing me? Why do you seek my harm?" And Shaul immediately thought to himself, "Well, why don't you kill me right now? You're alone with me. I've been chasing you and wanting to kill you. Why don't you take revenge right now? My soldiers are outside, and you have me here." so take me out. And King David didn't take him out. And this is a very important lesson in that we always assume that if someone is attacking us, that we should immediately even advance them before they have a chance to hurt us after. Or even in our defense, that we should make a strong defense. And in this case of King David, he said, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to take you out, and I could, because I trust in Hashem, and I'm going to pray that you, my enemy, that you become my friend, and that you turn aside from your ways. So through prayer alone, I do not have to lift up a hand. This is an important thing to remember when people are attacking, that it comes from Hashem, totally, and you should not fear them. And like King David, that you should try not to, at all possible, to cause another human being harm, even if they seek to harm you to begin with. One should not, number one should not defecate while standing. One should not strain himself by pushing more than necessary, because he might tear the glands of the rectum. One should not hurry to leave the lavatory until he is sure that he has no further need. When a person urinates in a standing position, he should take care that none of it falls on his shoes or his clothes. He should take extreme care that he should not touch himself. Right, we learned that it's very dangerous on the body. A person shouldn't overly strain themselves in these matters. Number 4, it's forbidden to think about words of the Torah in the lavatory. Thus, while a person is there, it is preferable for him to think about his business and accounts. In this way, he will not think about the words of the Torah or of forbidden things. On the Shabbos, when it is forbidden to think about one's business, one should think about wondrous things that he saw or heard and the like. It's interesting that because of this commandment, it actually becomes very difficult for a scholar to not think of words of the Torah in the bathroom, which is why they learned astrology usually in the restroom. Because holy words are a sin. And so the Yetzer Hara wants a person to sin in these aspects, so he comes to try to teach them, make them think about and picture words of the Torah and have holy thoughts. So this is the time we have to block that. And this itself can be a whole avoda, a whole work just to take care of. Number 5, he should take care to clean himself carefully. If even the slightest amount of material is on him, it is forbidden to write holy words. So he should clean himself well. A person should not use to clean himself his right hand, because he uses to tie the tefillin. Nor should he use the middle finger of his left hand, for he winds the straps of his tefillin around that finger. A left-handed person should use the hand which is left for him, rather his right hand. So the person should we're saying that most people who are righty should use the left hand, because we give precedence to the right hand, that it's holy. Whenever a person goes in has to go in either way, even one drop, he should wash his hands with water and recite a Sheyatzar blessing. If he forgot to write the Sheyatzar, and he went again, and then remembered that he did not recite the blessing the first time, he has to recite the blessing only once. If a person has a loose bowels, and he knows that he will have to go a number of times, he should not recite the blessing until he has concluded. And that will end that chapter. So we see here that you should wash your hands with water. And right, it says here in the bottom, nevertheless, if no water is available, he can clean his hands for other means and recite the blessing of Sheyatzar and involve himself in holy matters, as explained before in chapter 2. I believe you can use a piece of wood. Now, it would also include a tree bark. Now it says here, you should wash your hands after. Now, the way of the world is generally not to do this. And what you don't understand is that when you walk into a bathroom, you immediately get a spirit of tumah, the spirit of impurity that comes upon you. Even if you go in there to brush your teeth, that you should come out of the room, preferably out of the room. And you should wash your hands outside in the sink, which is why in Israel, all the bathrooms they have outside, and all the synagogues they always have outside the wash basin out of the bathroom. And you should use a keli, a cup, and go back and forth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 times on each hand. And that way you get rid of this spirit of impurity from walking into the bathroom. And this should be something you should be very careful on. And this will give you a more clean body and mind to be a vessel for further holiness.